So I picked up this tablet for $200 at Best Buy. It's Unbranded, which actually is a brand, as you can see here. It came with the keyboard. Best Buy was selling it as part of some bundled package, but if you look at it, the keyboard itself is $49 and tablet itself is $150. So, you know, basically $200. Well, what do you get for $200? Well, actually quite a bit. This is a full Windows 8.1 tablet. It's 10-inch, and it comes with a keyboard with a nifty little USB connection, which is very useful. So what are the specs of the tablet? It's running a 1.33 gigahertz Atom processor, which isn't bad. Atom processors nowadays are much better than the old Atom processors of the old netbooks. It's got 2 gig of RAM and 32 gig of internal storage, which is very important. I wouldn't buy anything with 16 gig because once you've got Office installed on your computer, that leaves you with just maybe 1 gig to play with, and that's just not enough. So 32 is probably the bare minimum that I would get. As far as the connections are concerned, it's pretty standard. You've got your HDMI, you've got your micro USB, and you've got a micro SD slot that's inside this little kind of tab cover or whatever. I probably prefer it without the tab, but I don't know. I guess it's okay. The covering on it, it's got this kind of like aluminum texture look to it. It does make it look like a more expensive tablet than it really is, but it's really smooth, and you know, it's not a lot of grip to it. The keyboard itself, I guess the keys are fine. They're not horrible. I mean, it just kind of feels like a low-end keyboard, I suppose. It works fine. The trackpad, though, is kind of too small, and it doesn't seem to be really accurate as far as the mouse movement overall. So I would just plug in a mouse. It's got a 2 megapixel front-facing camera and also a 2 megapixel rear-facing camera. As far as the keyboard, the laptop docks onto this keyboard. The only thing that I see with this is you can't, there's no like adjustment. I mean, it's got one angle and that's it. That's pretty much all you're left with. And you know, if you leave it on your mattress or something, you could see how it's kind of like almost wanting to fall backwards. There you go. As far as the display, it's a TFT display. It's 1280 by 800. It's not an IPS display, but the TFT display itself isn't bad. I mean, the viewing angles is not bad. It's better than my Lenovo laptop. Everything works pretty well. I mean, if you go to YouTube, I've got one pulled up already, but I just want to pull up a different one. World Taekwondo. Let's see. So you can see it pulls up pretty quickly. The speakers aren't bad. You've got 2 speakers in the back, right here and right here. I don't know why they don't just put it in the front, but anyway, it's in the back. It's loud enough. I'm gonna pull it up. So it's loud enough. As far as you know, everything else, it's smooth, no problem there. And that's pretty much going to be the case with the Atom processor tablets nowadays. It's going to be pretty smooth. You know, I've done things like, you know, edit my web pages with no problems, logging onto servers, working off of servers, not a problem. So basically it's a laptop because it's running Windows 8.1, not Windows RT. Okay, so what's bad about it? Well, I did have to return the first one I bought because it had some kind of strange line going across it, and the space key didn't work very well, so I had to return it. So, you know, quality wise, that's still in question. So far so good with this one though. Another thing is the I've noticed there's like a funny problem with the power button. If you just, when you turn it on, just hold it for 3 seconds and let go, and you know, it'll power on fine. Sometimes I had problems with just turning the thing on, and it happened on the other laptop too, where I've had to hold the button, release it, and then hold the button again to turn it on. Not a huge deal, but you know, just a little quirk on this one. So if you go to Walmart, you get a Nextbook for $176. You'll get the keyboard, but it'll only have 1 gig of RAM, which I don't know, I don't think is enough. Is this the best deal on the market? I don't know. There is another another tablet sold by Micro Center. It's their TW100. It's a clone of the I believe the Acer T100, and the one from Micro Center has a USB 3 connection, a full-size USB 3 connection right on the tablet itself, which is sweet. But it doesn't come with the keyboard, and it's $200. So I mean, it's up to you, you know, which one is the better deal. I mean, both have pretty much the same specs. And Microsoft is also going to let you upgrade to Windows 10 for free, which is also pretty sweet. If you are planning to buy an iPad for $500, you know, I just can't see why, because with Windows 8.1 you can take it to work with you. You can actually be productive on it, and this is $200 with the keyboard. I don't think you can get that with an iPad. I mean, I think the lowest end iPad is like $400. No memory expansion, no keyboard. You can't really be productive on an iPad. You can't take it to work with you and do work. The iPad is basically for viewing videos or, you know, surfing the web or something. But yeah, people are complaining about the apps or the lack of apps for Windows 8.1. Don't care. Why would you really care if you can just install applications from your PC on this and run it? So I'm just not exactly sure why people are complaining about the lack of apps. So that's my review of the unbranded 10-inch Windows 8.1 tablet by Best Buy. Oh, there you go.